With Stewart-Haas Racing struggling to find its footing this season, the team was desperate for a breakthrough performance. But as the green flag dropped, the race was anyone's. So even though the Stewart-Haas Racing drivers did their best, they were unable to capitalize on the opportunity. Finally, who emerged victorious? So, NASCAR fans, buckle up and join us in today's video on NASCAR Zone for an exciting ride through the twists and turns of Martinsville Speedway. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. So how did the Stewart-Haas Racing drivers fare on Sunday? Let's delve a little deeper. Kevin Harvick has been the driver who has carried the performance banner for Stewart-Haas Racing through the first 8 races of this season. He has produced 3 top 5 and 5 top 10 finishes. At the Martinsville Speedway, however, all of that shifted. In Sunday's 400-lap race, won by Kyle Larson, 3 of the 4 SHR drivers had the lead at some point, and 2 of them finished in the top 10. Chase Briscoe got his second straight 5th-place finish, despite having a broken middle finger on his left hand, and Aric Almirola got his first top 10 finish of the year. Ryan Preece got his first Cup pole position. Then, as they were competing in the NOCO 400, he and Briscoe were the top 2 lap leaders. After winning Stage 1 and leading once for 135 laps, Preece was penalized for speeding on pit road on lap 134, which put him deep in the field for the remainder of the race. In the end, he crossed the finish line in 15th place, making it his second top 15 finish of the year, and his first since the 4th race of the season at Phoenix. Preece remarked of the pit road fine, "I pride myself on not making mistakes, so that was pretty brutal there." Briscoe took the lead twice out of 109 total laps. After coming in 5th place, he remarked that he should probably break another finger since it had been so long. On the Thursday night before the Bristol race, he was competing in a dirt late model race when he shattered his finger. Briscoe, who was scheduled to receive a rod and fasteners in his middle finger on Monday, said,
"Well, it would have been more of a statement if we won the race, obviously. I thought as a company we had a really good day. All 4 cars were just in contention. Yeah, I felt like Stewart-Haas car probably should have won the race. And we just couldn't catch the breaks that we needed there at the end. But yeah, overall great day. It's something that as a company we needed to go and run up front. All 4 cars really competitive. So yeah, I wish one of us would have won the race, but yeah, had that. Go on next week, and hopefully we can continue the speed and just this momentum as a company."
Briscoe stated that he believed the race to be 5 to 10% better than it was the previous year.
I thought it was honestly about the same. I thought inside the car we were maybe slipping and sliding around like maybe 10% more. It's still obviously extremely hard to pass. Yeah, I thought it was 5 to 10% better. Still has a really long way to go, but I did think in the driver's seat, like, you made a little more of a difference. Just the problem is when you can downshift and things like that, these cars have so much forward drive and obviously not a lot of power coming off the corner. Just everybody's kind of the same speed. So yeah, unfortunate. I wish that we kind of turned a huge page there in the package. Like I said, I thought it was a little bit better. It seems to be obviously a lot more better.
Now, Briscoe is scheduled to have surgery on his fractured finger after achieving 2 consecutive top 5 finishes in the NASCAR Cup Series. In his first Truck Series race since 2021, he drove the number 22 Ford for AN Racing and placed 7th. Then he drove his number 14 Ford to a season-best 5th-place finish in the Cup Series race at the track. After a rough start to his 3rd season in the NASCAR Cup Series, Chase Briscoe moved up to 20th in the point standings. Now, Briscoe is in 14th place in the point standings after another 5th-place finish at Martinsville Speedway, where he led a career-high 109 laps around the 526 mile track in Ridgeway, Virginia. After hurting his finger, it was said that Briscoe would have surgery during the week between the Bristol and Martinsville races. However, team co-owner Tony Stewart said during the Bristol race that operation wasn't a sure thing. After that, Briscoe said the same thing. But after that race, Briscoe got an X-ray and set up the surgery, but not until after the race at Martinsville Speedway on Sunday. He will have surgery on Monday. As you might have guessed, Briscoe isn't expected to miss any time because of this surgery. His broken finger hasn't slowed him down much after all. Following his 6th-place finish, Aric Almirola made the observation that it was crazy that Martinsville is a track position race.
Gosh, we had such a fast Smithfield Ford Mustang. At times I thought we were absolutely hands down the best race car on the racetrack, and at times I thought we were a 4th or 5th place car. The middle part of the race, the track changed a lot, and Drew made a great adjustment to our car. We drove from 8th or 9th back to 3rd, and during that green flag pit cycle, I came out 3rd behind Denny, and Harvick kind of leapfrogged us on short pitting us. And I thought the race was going to be between me and Denny. I thought we were capable of running Kevin down. We had done it previously in that run before. So 100 laps to go, I was like, man, we're right where we need to be. I'm going to race Denny here, and we'll catch Harvick, and it'll be a race between the 3 of us for the win. And then the caution comes out and lets all those guys that we had a lap down cycle in front of us and put tires on. It's just so hard to pass, especially the cars are so equal, and through the race everybody makes adjustments to their cars to make them better, and you just end up running so close to the same lap time. It's hard to pass.
After leading twice for a total of 20 laps, Harvick was forced to settle for a position of 20th place due to a wheel problem. After Harvick came into the pits for the 5th and final time during the 5th caution period on lap 345, he was given his very last set of brand new tires. Upon his return to the racetrack, the rim of the right front wheel of his Ford fractured, which resulted in a flat tire. What are your thoughts on Stewart-Haas Racing after Sunday's race? Will it be prevalent after Kevin Harvick's retirement? Let us know in the comments section below. Be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. Now, let's take a look at the race winner and the driver who just returned after missing several weeks due to an injury. Kyle Larson passed Joey Logano and pulled away from the rest of the field to win the NOCO 400 at Martinsville Speedway. This was Larson's first win at Martinsville Speedway. Larson's win is his 21st in his Cup career, his 2nd of the 2023 season, and his 2nd in the last 3 races after he won at Richmond Raceway. During the last caution of the race, when different strategies were being used, Larson's crew boss, Cliff Daniels, decided to put 2 tires on his car. That put Larson ahead of Chase Briscoe on 4 tires, and only 4 cars behind Logano, who chose to stay out to gain track position. After passing the other 3 cars on old tires, Larson got rough with Logano to make the winning pass. He then drove away with his first grandfather clock in Hendrick Motorsports' 28th win at Martinsville. Larson told Fox Sports,
"Huge congratulations to this whole 5 team and Hendrick Motorsports. I feel like Cliff and everybody did a great job all day on pit road, making the right calls, having great pit stops, and then it all kind of worked out for me there at the end. We had a great car. That was the best my car had been. I think, being able to get out front and manage, but yeah, I never, ever would have thought that I would won here at Martinsville. This place has been so tough on me. Just does not suit my driving style at all. I like to charge the center. I like to roll momentum, and that's just not what this place is like. But thanks to Cliff Daniels and everybody for making me feel like I know what I'm doing sometimes around here. So just can't believe it. Glad my family's here too. Caitlin and the kids, I'm sure they're trying to get down here to the infield, but this is amazing. I honestly have never thought that I would win here, so I don't have a spot picked out either for the clock, so I'm going to have to make some space for sure.
Hendrick's 28th win at Martinsville is also the company's 295th win overall. They are only 5 wins away from getting to 300 wins in the NASCAR Cup Series. Chase Elliott made his long-awaited return in Sunday's race. It was his 3rd start of the 2023 season and his first since he broke his tibia in early March while surfing. Elliott started the race in 24th place and spent most of it in the middle of the pack. On the last lap, however, his car started to move, which helped him finish in 10th place. Elliott told Fox Sports,
Our Napa Chevy was, we struggled really bad, honestly, for the first, every run but the last one. So we finally got it going there at the end, and I was able to make some passes and do things that I didn't really think I was going to be capable of doing, or at least of us fixing it to that degree here at the racetrack. So I was pleasantly surprised by that, and yeah, got us a top 10 out of our first day back, so that was definitely nothing to be too bummed out about. From my peers to my teammates to, just that competitive nature of being here and wanting to be better. So really nice to be back, and appreciate the warm welcome this weekend by everybody. So I appreciate that, and definitely didn't go unnoticed. So hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Sunday.
The Geico 500, the next race on the calendar, is set to happen on Sunday, April 23. Starting at 3 p.m. ET, Fox will show the race live from Talladega Superspeedway. Start your free sample of Fubo TV right away so you don't miss out. So that is for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell us in the comments what you think about the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.